Have you ever stood up from your chair and had to push off your knees just to rise, or found yourself gripping the handrail tighter than before just to make it up the stairs? You tell yourself it's just age, just getting older, but what if it's not? Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Peterson. For over 40 years, I've worked with older adults across America, helping them walk taller, move with confidence, and regain the strength they thought was gone for good. And I'm here to tell you something that might surprise you. That weakness in your legs, that heavy, unsteady feeling, it may have very little to do with aging and everything to do with what your body's missing. You see, after 60, millions of people slowly lose the ability to stand, climb, and balance, not because they're lazy or fragile, but because they're quietly missing 3 essential vitamins. These vitamins aren't new, they aren't exotic, but when taken correctly, they can restore muscle strength, nerve control, and leg energy in just a matter of days, even if you haven't exercised in years. In today's video, I'll reveal the 3 most important vitamins for leg strength after 60, backed by real science and clinical research, plus the simple daily routine that helps my own patients rebuild strength safely at home. So stay with me, because if your legs feel weaker lately, or you've started to lose your balance more often, this video could change everything. And before we begin, if you're ready to feel stronger, steadier, and more in control of your movement again, be sure to subscribe to Thrive. After 6-5, leave a comment below and share this with someone you care about. Let's get started. Let's begin with a simple but important question. Why do so many older adults experience weak legs after 60, even if they haven't changed their diet or daily habits? Most people assume it's just aging. But the truth is far more specific and fixable. There are 3 main reasons your legs may feel heavier, shakier, or slower as the years go by. Reason numero 1. Vitamin deficiencies. As we get older, our stomach produces less acid, and our intestines absorb nutrients less efficiently. That means even if you're eating well, your body may not be getting or using the key vitamins it needs. Without enough vitamin D3, B12, and B1, your muscles can't contract properly, your nerves fire slower, and your legs begin to weaken from the inside out. Reason #2. Poor circulation. Slower blood flow means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach your leg muscles. This leads to that heavy leg feeling, frequent cramps, cold feet, and quicker fatigue, even with simple movements like standing up or walking across the room. Reason #3. Reduced physical activity. It's a quiet trap. The less you move, the weaker your muscles become, especially in the legs. But here's what most people don't realize. Even if you stay active, without the right nutrition, your muscles can't repair or rebuild properly. It's like trying to drive with no fuel in the tank. According to the American Geriatric Society, adults over 60 lose 1 to 3% of their muscle mass every single year, even without major illness. That means in just 5 years, you could quietly lose up to 15% of your leg strength and not even notice until one day the stairs seem harder than usual. But here's the good news. Once you understand the root causes, you can take clear, simple action to restore strength naturally. And that starts with the first and most commonly missed vitamin, vitamin D3. Let me tell you something many seniors never hear from their doctors. When your legs begin to feel heavy, when standing up feels harder, or your balance seems off, one of the most common, silent causes is low vitamin D3. Now, I know most people associate vitamin D3 with bones, but this nutrient does far more than just support your skeleton. D3 acts like a master switch inside your body, quietly controlling how your muscles contract, how your nerves communicate, and even how quickly you recover from simple movements like walking or standing. After 60, however, that switch starts to flicker. Your skin produces less vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. You probably spend less time outdoors, and most importantly, your liver and kidneys, which activate D3, slow down. That's why millions of older adults end up with low levels without ever realizing it. And the symptoms? They show up quietly. You might feel your legs dragging when you climb stairs. You might notice muscle cramps at night, or a deep ache in your knees or hips. Even things like poor sleep or a shaky sense of balance can be early warnings, all tied to this one overlooked nutrient. I once worked with a retired school teacher from Ohio named Carol. She was 72 and told me, "Doctor, It feels like my legs are made of concrete every morning. A simple blood test confirmed she was severely deficient in vitamin D3. We started her on a modest daily dose taken with breakfast, and by the end of her second week, she looked at me and said, "I'm walking across the room without grabbing onto furniture. I feel lighter, like myself again." Stories like Carol's are more common than you might think. In fact, researchers at the University of Birmingham found that seniors who took just 800 IU of D3 daily saw a 19% increase in leg strength in only 5 days. Another study from Harvard's Geriatric Center found that those with low D3 levels were 40% more likely to fall simply because their balance and coordination had quietly slipped. Now, you might wonder, can I just get enough from food? The truth is, it's very difficult. One egg has about 40 IU. A glass of milk? Maybe 100 IU. Even 3 ounces of salmon only gives you about 500 IU. To meet the minimum, you'd have to eat like that every single day, and most people simply don't. That's why I recommend supplementing. For most healthy adults over 60, 800 to 1000 IU per day is a great start. If you've already experienced leg weakness or have fallen before, your doctor may recommend up to 2000 IU. The key is to take it in the morning, ideally with a meal that contains healthy fat like eggs, avocado, or a little olive oil to help with absorption. And avoid taking it at night, as it can interfere with your sleep. Of course, like any nutrient, more isn't always better. Taking more than 4000 IU a day for long periods without medical supervision can raise calcium levels too high, increasing your risk of kidney stones or nausea. So stick to a reasonable dose, monitor your progress, and most importantly, be consistent, because when your D3 levels return to normal, something remarkable happens. Your legs begin to feel lighter, your balance improves, and you stop worrying about every step you take. It's not magic, it's just giving your body back what it's quietly been missing. And now that we've flipped the switch back on, it's time to reconnect the wires. Let's talk about vitamin B12. If vitamin D3 is the switch that turns your muscles back on, then vitamin B12 is the wire that connects your brain to your body. It's one of the most essential and most underappreciated nutrients for seniors. Yet millions of older adults are walking around with dangerously low B12 and don't even know it. Here's why it matters. Vitamin B12 plays a critical role in how your nerves transmit signals from your brain to your muscles, especially in your legs. It helps keep your reflexes sharp, your balance steady, and your movements coordinated. But after 60, your ability to absorb B12 from food drops significantly. Your stomach produces less acid, and medications like antacids or metformin make things even worse. And when B12 runs low, the signs often start in your lower body. You might feel tingling, numbness, or a buzzing sensation in your feet. You might feel like your legs are slow to respond, or worse, disconnected from your brain. Some people describe it like their legs fall asleep while standing. Others start to stumble more often, even on flat ground. I'll never forget a patient named Harold, a 8-year-old former mechanic from Kansas. He came in after nearly tripping over his own foot during a walk with his grandson. "I didn't feel my leg move," he told me. "It's like the message didn't get through." We checked his labs, and sure enough, he had low B12. Within 3 weeks of daily supplementation, Harold's confidence returned. He even went back to coaching Little League. "I'm steady again," he said, with a smile that lit up the room. And Harold's not alone. Studies from Oxford University found that seniors with low B12 walk slower, have poorer balance, and are twice as likely to fall in the next year compared to those with normal levels. That's because B12 doesn't just help your body, it helps your brain and nerves talk to each other clearly. So what's the best way to get it? While foods like meat, fish, and dairy contain B12, many older adults can't absorb it properly even if their diet is good. That's why I recommend methylcobalamin, the active form your body can use immediately without conversion. It's available as sublingual tablets, chewables, or even sprays. For adults over 60, 500 to 1000 micrograms per day is both safe and effective. It's best taken with lunch or early afternoon, and not with coffee or tea, which can block absorption. B12 is also water-soluble, meaning your body flushes out what it doesn't use, making it one of the safest supplements available. But don't wait for obvious symptoms. Not everyone feels the classic tingling or numbness. Some just feel unsteady, clumsy, or foggy without knowing why. That's why checking your B12 levels or simply restoring them can make such a dramatic difference in how you walk, move, and feel. Because when your nerves are sharp and the signal is clear, your legs don't hesitate. They move when you do. And now that the connection's back, let's give your muscles the fuel they need. It's time to talk about vitamin B1. If vitamin D3 flips the switch and B12 connects the wires, then vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, is the electricity itself. It's the spark that powers your muscles, keeps your energy flowing, and helps every step feel lighter and more controlled. Here's the problem. Most people don't even think about B1, and yet, after 60, it's one of the most common silent deficiencies I see. Vitamin B1 is essential for turning food, especially carbohydrates, into ATP, your body's main fuel source. It helps your muscles contract, relax, and recover. It even supports the peripheral nerves in your feet and legs, keeping them responsive and alive. But with age, several things start to interfere. Your digestive system becomes less efficient at absorbing B1. Diuretics, blood pressure medications, or metformin can deplete it. And even low-level alcohol, use a glass of wine here or there, can block absorption. That's why I often hear the same quiet complaints from seniors again and again. My legs feel dead tired. Even after a short walk, I get cramps in my feet after standing too long. I feel drained, even when I haven't done much. These aren't just signs of getting older. They're red flags telling you that your muscles aren't getting the energy they need. Take James, for example. He's a 74-year-old retiree from Arizona who used to hike every weekend. But over the past year, he started struggling with what he called invisible fatigue. No matter how well he slept, his legs felt like lead. His appetite dropped. He even stopped playing cards with his friends. After running some tests, we discovered his thiamine levels were low, likely from a combination of medication and diet. Within 1 week of supplementing with vitamin B1, James sent me a message I'll never forget. "Doc, I walked a mile without stopping. First time in 6 months. I feel like someone plugged me back in." Stories like that aren't rare. In one clinical study, seniors who took just 100 milligrams of thiamine daily for a week reported better endurance, less leg pain, and significantly less fatigue. That's because B1 directly fuels the Krebs cycle, the energy engine inside your cells. It's like putting premium gas in your car. Your muscles don't just wake up, they stay awake, energized, and coordinated throughout the day. So how much do you need? The standard daily requirement is small, just around 1.1 to 1.2 milligrams. But for seniors with leg fatigue, low energy, or on certain medications, doctors often recommend 50 to 100 milligrams per day for stronger therapeutic effect. B1 is also water-soluble, meaning it won't build up or become toxic in your system. It's safest to take it in the morning, with a meal containing protein or healthy fats to help absorption. Avoid taking it with coffee or black tea, which can reduce effectiveness. And yes, you can get B1 from food. Whole grains, legumes, seeds, and pork are great sources, but most seniors don't eat enough of these every day to keep levels stable. So if your legs feel heavy for no clear reason, if you're always low on energy, no matter how much you rest, it may not be your age. It may simply be that your muscles are starving for fuel. And B1, quiet, forgotten B1, might just be the charge they've been waiting for. Now that you've reignited the spark, let's talk about how to bring it all together. Now that we've uncovered the power behind vitamin D3, B12, and B1, the next question is simple but important. How do you take them together for the best results? I've worked with thousands of older adults across America, and here's what I've found. Even those who take the right vitamins often take them the wrong way at the wrong time, in the wrong combinations, and never feel the full benefit. Let me share with you the simple system I teach all my patients. No complicated schedules, no fancy supplements, just timing, consistency, and smart food pairings. Let's start with vitamin D3. Because it's fat-soluble, you want to take it in the morning, after breakfast, with a meal that includes healthy fat like eggs, yogurt, salmon, or avocado. This helps your body absorb it better and avoids interfering with your sleep later in the day. Then comes vitamin B12. It works best around lunch or early afternoon, as it supports mental clarity and nerve activity. Taking it too late in the day or with coffee or tea may reduce its effect. I often recommend a chewable or sublingual form, especially for seniors with absorption issues. And finally, vitamin B1, your daily spark plug. This one pairs well with breakfast or brunch. Because it's water-soluble, take it with food that has some protein or whole grains like oatmeal, toast with nut butter, or even a small egg dish. Avoid combining it with black tea or caffeine if possible. Here's what a real-life day might look like for one of my patients. Morning. Scrambled eggs with avocado plus vitamin D3 plus vitamin B1. Lunch. Grilled chicken and vegetables plus vitamin B12. It's that simple. One of my longtime patients, Lillian, 76, told me, "I thought I needed stronger pills. But turns out, I just needed the right routine." Remember, more is not better. It's about consistency, daily support, and letting each vitamin do its job without interference. And one final tip: if you're already taking a multivitamin, check the label. Many senior formulas contain only a fraction of the recommended amounts, especially for B12 and D3. You may still need to supplement separately. When you give your body the right fuel, at the right time, it knows exactly what to do. As a physician who's worked with seniors for over 4 decades, I've seen one truth again and again. It's never too late to rebuild your strength. I've watched patients in their 60 seconds, 70 seconds, even 80 seconds regain their balance, reduce their risk of falling, and walk with confidence again, not through extreme exercise or expensive therapy, but simply by giving their body what it quietly needed. When we stop assuming that weakness is just age and start treating it like a solvable problem, everything changes. So if you've been feeling slower, heavier, or less steady, don't accept it as your new normal. Ask questions, get curious, and most of all, take the first small step. So now you know, weak legs, after 60, they aren't just part of getting older. They're a sign, a quiet signal that your body is running low on the very nutrients that keep it moving. Vitamin D3 helps activate your muscles and sharpen your balance. Vitamin B12 restores the connection between your brain and your legs. Vitamin B1 fuels your cells with the energy to move, stand, and walk. And when these three work together, taken at the right times, in the right way, something incredible happens. Your legs feel lighter, your steps become more confident, and you begin to trust your body again. But before you rush to the supplement aisle, let me leave you with a few important reminders. First, more is not always better. Stick to the recommended doses we discussed. And if you're unsure, speak with your doctor, especially if you're taking medications or managing a health condition. Second, give it time. Vitamins don't work like caffeine. They're not a quick jolt. They support and restore gradually, quietly, and powerfully. Third, listen to your body. If you feel a difference, even a small one, lean into it. Be consistent. Build on it. Because consistency creates momentum, and momentum builds strength. And finally, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these vitamins? Did you notice a difference in your energy, your balance, your strength? Share your story in the comments below, because every step forward, no matter how small, can inspire someone else. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Your legs carry your story. So take care of them, nourish them, and keep moving forward one strong, steady step at a time.